Hi everybody, it's me, your old pal Ashley again, and today I want to talk about the most prestigious award not based on merit. The Academy Awards! It's the most valued award in Hollywood land. When your movie wins, it's amazing and deserved. When your movie doesn't win, it's stupid and both for anyways. And you know what? It is both for anyways. You don't just get nominated, you have to campaign. And the deciders are a secret shadowy organization known only as the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Only they can decide who wins, which, fair enough. I don't think an open public vote works. People have biases and won't watch every movie. But the problem is that the Academy doesn't watch every movie. At least when it comes to the animated fair. Go on, give it a quick googs. I'll wait. You will see how little the Academy thinks of my kind. The polite ones abstain, but the rest base their vote mostly on the nice colours or just vote Disney or Pixar because that's who they know. The illustrious Academy Awards, where the members voting care so little, they admit how little they care. So I, being a mature person, am going to use this platform to pick who I think should win, and I bet my picks will be way better than those smelly heads. Dumb idiots. So in this new series, which I'll call Oscar Bait, I will focus on cartoon shorts because I'm a big fan. I make my own terrible shorts and I like to watch other people's shorts. I'm a shorts guy. So I'm going to watch every Oscar nominated short cartoon. Now keep in mind, I'm going to pick the best according to my own taste. I'm sure a lot of, or at least some cartoons were marvels for one reason or another at the time, but I'm going to look at it through my modern lens. Well then, let's start with the 5th Academy Awards and crack these shorts open. Okay Smokey, roll 'em! Flowers and Trees, Walt Disney. Good old Walt Disney. We are starting off with the first Oscar short winner, Flower and Trees. If the title alone doesn't have you hyped, are you even alive? This short was a big gamble for old Walter, taking a huge risk halfway through production by experimenting with his brand new Technicolor format. There was enough Technicolor cameras for everyone, but no other studio was interested or had the guts in trying it out, except for our mate Walter. Changing mid-production from a black and white short to full colour was very costly, but it paid off as the film was a huge success. All future Silly Symphonies would use the Technicolor process, and Disney would have it exclusively for the next few years. This put him at a huge advantage over all other studios. In Flowers and Trees, we see all the gang waking up for spring. This young Entling, full of morning wood, spots a pretty fit Entwife. He makeshifts a harp to play for her. We get some cutesy dancing until this lecherous looking hollow tree wakes up. He tries to muscle in on the tree babe, who clearly does not consent. The younger tree chivalrously saves her and fights him off. Scorned, the dastardly tree does what any reasonable person would do and starts a fire to kill the lovers for their disgusting public displays of affection. Of course it backfires though, as the birds manage to put it out, but not before the old hollow himself burns to death. After the day is saved, the young tree proposes and we have a bit of a dance and a snog. Ha, lad. Full disclosure, I knew of this short but had never seen it outside of clips, and confidentially, I went in expecting and ready to fully hate it, but I actually really enjoyed it. I was bracing myself for 7 minutes of dancing and nothing else, but the simple story really helped the pacing. This flew by for me. The designs were all interesting, especially the evil hollow tree. I loved his cheesy evil hand rubbing, that's always a good time. His burnt corpse at the end is also great. They couldn't do that today. The mushrooms I also love. They are so weird and were always morphing into suggestive things. Lots of other nice little touches as well, like this tree becoming like a chicken and running away with its baby trees. Even the fire is given a really fun, mischievous personality, as these separate and sneak up on characters. I especially like this little guy trying to hide under a leaf from the rain, but he burns a hole through it and is extinguished. Speaking of cute animation, I really enjoyed how they made the girl tree look like she was wearing a dress as she walked and danced. Her leaves are used to give her a snazzy haircut and what looks like pom-poms. They also give her some really nice scenes, like when she's blowing dandelions by the water and you see her reflection. Oh my god, that must have been such a nightmare to animate. The flowers are a bit hit and miss, some are much more creative than others. I don't like the daisies with the faces. The caterpillar also wasn't particularly interesting. He has that dated animation style I don't care for. The birds all look good though, and I enjoy them trying to use their nest to gather water, but it spills out before they reach the fire. All the music is pretty stock, you have heard it all many times before, even in cartoons back then, but it gets the job done. All in all, a really fun short that flies by, and that's what I like. If you feel the length, it's not a good short. It's Got Me Again, Leon Schlesinger. One of the first Merry Melodies. Can it compete with Walt Disney? No, not really honestly, but it's fine. We have a bunch of mice having a bit of a dance until a weird cat crashes the party. The cat corners one of the little Mickeys who does a mammy call for help. It was the 30s after all, and unfortunately the 30s are gonna 30s, especially in these early Warner Brothers cartoons. All the other Mickeys come to the rescue by shooting a drumstick up the cat's arse, then viciously chase him out of the house. They then celebrate by doing what they do best, dancing up and down, which was the style at the time. This cartoon was fine. It's in sync with the music, which was mostly what the Warners wanted anyways from Merry Melodies. It does come across more dated than Flowers and Trees, and not just because it's black and white. They loop cycle lots of animation and have some awkward editing. It's not all bad though. I enjoy the flute gag with the stops for heavy breaths. The mice are all pretty cute, even though they just look like bootleg Mickeys. I do enjoy the cornered mouse part and subsequent cat trashing. It has a piano bit though, and I cannot tolerate piano sequences in these old tunes. They're just the worst. Overall, I rate this short a fine out of 10. Mickey's Orphans, Walt Disney. Now that we have that knockoff Mickey out of the way, let's go to the final cartoon nominated for an Oscar this year. Mickey's Orphans, and boy, are we ending this on an interesting note. Not this cartoon mind, something else, but we will get to that in due time. It starts off with a classic leaving your brat baby on someone's doorsteps during Christmas. Mickey Mouse, or Michael as his mother would say, immediately takes the basket in and we see it's filled with orphan kittens. They are immediately brats, so Mickey, ever the sucker, decides to dress up as Santa to give them presents. Now, I know that they were dropped on his lap with no warning, but that does not excuse what Mickey does here. He proceeds to gift the kittens, who, in the reality of this short, are infants mind you, with saws, hammers, and other tools. It's lucky they only destroy the house and don't kill themselves. Michael and the missus then show them their darling tree, which the kittens instantly destroy to end the cartoon. That's it. That's the cartoon. No resolution to anything. We never see the deadbeat mother return, the kids never learn a lesson or get kicked out. It's just a series of things happening and then it ends. Now, if you allow me to just spitball here, maybe the mother wants her brats back. She looks in the window and sees that they have some talent that could be easily exploited. She demands the return of her children, making Michael and the missus all sad, but the kittens choose them over their unloving mother. Michael and the missus then, all happy, now show them the tree, and that's when they wreck it, and big shrugs, curtain closes, the end. Perfect. I know that is an obvious boring ending, but you know what? It's a Michael the Mouse cartoon after all, so boring is on brand. How about the animation? Honestly, it's just fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. It's probably better than It's Got Me Again, but I much prefer the setting and backgrounds in that cartoon. Here it's the bland house the whole time. It uses just as much recycled animation as the last short, and some of the drawings are not very appealing. Just look at Pluto in his first shot. Disgusting. On the bright side, we get a peek or two at Minnie's tatty underwear, so a win for all you perverts out there. I will concede that this has better dancing choreography, but I would argue the other shorts dancing is much more fun and something we could all do. No, I'm not gonna do it. On camera. Now for that interesting note I mentioned. This cartoon is said to be a remake of Empty Socks, a 1927 short directed by big man Walter Disney himself and Ub Iwerks. This short was considered lost, but a nitrate print was discovered in the Norwegian National Library in 2014. It has a minute of missing footage though, but it's still an amazing find. In the short, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, or Ozzy as only I call him, visits an orphanage as they learn about Santa. Good guy Ozzy decides, or maybe it was pre-planned, to dress up as Santa and leave the Felix look-alike gifts. Hopefully not saws and hammers this time. He puts a bit more effort into it though than Mickey and insists on going down the chimney for full effect. There he leaves a tree filled with toys. The orphans at first seem much nicer than their counterparts in Michael's Orphans. They seem genuinely excited for Santa, but there is about a minute of missing footage in the middle, which makes it a bit confusing. It looks like they set fire to play fireman, but cause it to get worse. Then, when Ozzy tries to put it out, they sabotage him by swapping the hose from the water hydrant to gasoline in order to fully destroy the orphanage. That happened. Being about 5 years earlier, the animation is obviously much more dated than Mickey's Orphans, but it has a lot of energy to it. I wish we had the full short because honestly, I liked it a lot more than its newer counterpart. The way they talk with the words appearing on screen is interesting, and it being a recently discovered lost cartoon gives it a certain mythic quality. And the winner is... We know Flowers and Trees won the Oscar, but what would I pick? Well, after long deliberation, I think the best cartoon is... Empty Socks! No, it's Flowers and Trees. It's not even that close. There were colour cartoons before like Flip the Frog, but nothing had looked this good before. The colours really pop off the screen. It doesn't have a star character, sure, but the trees have a lot of charm to them, and who doesn't enjoy a morality tale where the villain learns his lesson by burning to death? Boy, I sure did say a thing or two about a thing or two. Who knows what I might say next? Could be something good. Only one way to find out, and that's by liking and subscribing. Go on, you know you want to.